Good morning, everybody. Today is Wednesday, March 9th, and we're here for the Marion County Board of Commissioners Board Session. It's 9 a.m. in the Senator Hearing Room at 555 Court Street Northeast in Salem. Please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. So I enjoy that transition from before, during, and now. It looks like we don't have anybody sign up for public comment. I look around the room. Okay, so we will move on to the consent calendar. Under Board of Commissioners, we're going to review board committee appointments for Marion County Planning Commission to approve an order reappointing Richard Massey to the Marion County Planning Commission with a term ending February 26, 2026. And under Human Resources, approve a recommendation to adjust upward the pay grade for classification 118 county building officials. Commissioner Cameron, would you move to approve the consent calendar?
Madam Chair, since you just read it, I will move the consent calendar.
And I'll second the motion.
Thank you. And as I was reading it, I was like, well, I just took my half that job. I'm so sorry.
Oh, you never have to apologize for taking work.
No, I love that you just did it differently. It's great.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
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 Aye, the motion passes. And we'll move on to our first action item under Board of Commissioners. Chris Epley is going to join us to consider approval of Amendment Number 1 to the Incoming Funds Grant Agreement with the Oregon Business Development Department to add $100,000 for a new agreement total of $400,800 and extend the date to June 30th, 2023 for the Santiam Canyon Wildfire Recovery Program. Good morning.
Good morning, Chair Bethel and Commissioners. Hopefully this is an easy one to start off your day. In May of 2021, the board signed a contract with Business Oregon to receive $300,800 for wildfire recovery expenses through a grant. And we asked and they agreed to add an additional $100,000 to that grant and extend the time life on it out through the end of June 2023 for the same types of purposes which are related to wildfire recovery, and those could include staff time, those could include financial services for the affected communities, engineering, other kinds of activities. So our recommendation is that we accept and utilize this funding for wildfire recovery. Thank you.
Anybody have any questions?
No, you would like me to?
Usually when someone's giving you money, you just say yes, but no, in this case, I don't have any questions.
That's actually not true for you, so let's be clear. Okay.
I'm the least likely commissioner to
You are.
just say yes, but I am going to make a motion.
Great, go for it.
All right. Madam Chair, I move that we approve Amendment Number 1 to the Incoming Funds Grant Agreement with the Oregon Business Development Department to add $100,000 for a new agreement total of $400,800 to extend the date to June 30th, 2023 for the Santiam Canyon Wildfire Recovery Program.
I'll second the motion.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
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 Aye, the motion passes.
Thank you,
Thanks, Chris.
Commissioners.
And next, we're going to hear from, it looks like, Tamara Getch, Director for Marion County Community Services, and Commander Kevin Carbondi from Marion County Sheriff's Office to consider approval of a collaborative memorandum of understanding with internal Marion County departments and external partner agencies to support of the Marion County Reentry Initiative through June 30th, 2026. And a third person, which I missed.
I'm April Cox with the Dimianez Resource Center.
Nice to meet you. Are you joining us too? Go ahead and come up to that green chair.
Jessica Howard, President of Temecula Community College.
Kevin Carbondi, Commander, Sheriff's Office.
Good morning, Commissioners. Tamara Getch, Director of Community Services of Marion County. I'm glad to be with you this morning to talk about this opportunity to renew a Memorandum of Understanding amongst some really important partners in our community that provide support, services, and delivery of important things that help people who are coming back into our community after being incarcerated so that they have a greater likelihood of being successful. So the agreement before you today for consideration would become active upon execution of your signature through June 30th of 2026. This is not the first time we've done this. As I mentioned, it is a renewal. We have really important partners that have, over the course of time, provided a robust support system for our individuals who are returning to our community, so that they can have recovery services, parenting supports, be successful through education, employment, and making sure that barriers are removed as needed. I just want to highlight, before I turn it over to Kevin to talk about the historical view of this initiative in Marion County, just want to review the organizations that are included in this MOU. So in this, and each one of these have tailored supports that have been identified that they will provide to these community members as needed and appropriate. So we have Bridgeway Recovery Services, the Center for Hope and Safety, Chemeketa Community College, who we'll hear from in just a moment, Family Building Blocks, Oregon Department of Corrections, Liberty House, Marion County District Attorney's Office, Marion County Health and Human Services, Marion County Housing Authority, Marion County Public Defender's Office, Marion County Sheriff Office, Mid-Willamette Valley Community Action Agency, in particular the Dimianez Resource Center, who we'll also hear from in a moment, Marion County Community Services Department, the Pathways Network, Union Gospel Mission, and Willamette Workforce Partnership. This is not an exclusive club, if you will. This is really, we invite any organization to partner with us as we do this heavy lift work. But these are the ones that have asked and are actively participating in our community to do the work that is needed to make this organization, this group successful, as well as our effort through this initiative. So Kevin, you want to talk about the history?
Yeah, you bet. Nice job, Tamara, on outlining all of the intro. Yeah, just kind of going down, as I was preparing for today, going down memory lane of MCRI, the two things in terms of the theme that stand out is just the importance of relationships and strict adherence to evidence-based practices over time. You know, also taking an inventory on the current programs and services that we have in Marion County and go back 10, 20 years, early 2000s, we simply didn't have the same programs and services that we have now. Not that we didn't want to, it's just I think we've evolved over time. And usually when you get a significant shift in the criminal justice system and all of the players that you just heard and partners, usually there's some sort of policy or legislation that has passed to shift those things into high gear. For us, so I guess as a state and as a county, for us it was Senate Bill 267. I know I've spoken of that in numerous presentations. It's the EBP bill, the evidence-based practice bill, that requires that we use best practices in working with our client population. For us, in 2005, MCRI was created. This was also a moment in time where recidivism rates were, I think, for our county were at their highest, peaking. Prison population was on the steady rise, and this group of barrier busters really getting together, these partners getting together just to look at how can we do a better job of being as helpful as possible for these folks that are getting out of the institution, coming into our community. How can we help them be successful? Specifically looking at how do we break down barriers? How do we, within our existing relationships, how do we develop furtherance of our relationships and avoid working within silos? Because all the resources are out there, but working with that coordinated effort to be more successful. And last, but certainly not least, and maybe most important, just our steadfast focus on developing programs and services guided by best practices. That's kind of that solid foundation for us, not just to provide a service, but to one that has been proven to be effective for our population. Looking back, prior to 2010, we didn't have any prison reentry or prison diversion programs. The launching of our very first reentry program is SOAR in 2010. And that's actually a perfect example of the value of collaboration with our great partners with Chemeketa, Marion County Health and Human Services, with the Sheriff's Office, creating a reentry program to be just that, be as helpful as possible so these folks can be successful. With SOAR kind of serving as that blueprint, we've kind of evolved since 2010, the launching of not just reentry but diversion programs. Under the umbrella of reentry, we obviously have SOAR, building upon that, Link Up, our co-occurring mental health A&D mentor program, our transition from jail to community program, reentry program within our transition center, and infusing the Dimianez Resource Center, who are awesome partners as well, within our transition center to provide those direct wraparound resources for our population. And last but not least, our most recently, our Resilience and Recovery Project peer mentor program in our public safety building that we launched last month. In addition to reentry, kind of with our MCRI efforts evolving over time to prison diversion, launching our first flagship prison diversion program, Senate Bill 416 in 2012, our family sentencing alternative program in 2016, and one additional shift is justice diversion, seeing the need for trying to prevent folks from getting involved in the criminal justice system to begin with. And kind of at the forefront of that is LEAD, Law Enforcement Assisted Diversion Program, and also 2 additional in-house programs within our Sheriff's Office, Community Crisis Outreach Services, CCOS, and our Mobile Crisis Response Team, CRAT. And at the end of the day, I think this really does highlight, the collaboration between partners for Marion County that has been the key to our success. Looking at this rather thick MOU, I think it does represent the strength of our community's longstanding relationships, our commitment to working together and adhering to best practices, and I think also directly correlated to why our programs and services are successful. I think why we're seeing that continual decline in recidivism as well as prison population over time, as reflected in those dashboards on the CJC Criminal Justice Commission's website. So for a county, for Marion County, I think it's something that we can be proud of. I'm honored to be a part of this and really do appreciate the board's support over honestly, the last 2 decades through all of this. So we're thankful for that.
Right, thank you, Kevin. Jessica, can you talk a little bit about Chemeketa's involvement, and then you can kick it off to April?
Sure, it's my pleasure to be here today, and it's such a privilege to be part of something so collaborative and so unique. I've never seen anything quite like this in the community college sector. And so to be part of this and to be part of this kind of history of really doing more for our community and in a way that isn't possible to do separately. So it's an effort that's larger than some of its parts. SOAR has been in place since 2010, so over a decade. It has been proven to decrease recidivism rates, and it's a combination of academic planning, employment assistance, job searching, career exploration, cognitive restructuring, evidence-based curriculum. It's a 90-day program with substance abuse treatment as part of it. It's located on the Chemeketa main campus on Lancaster here in Salem, and it's for men who have been incarcerated and who are seeking to make a positive change in their lives, and the return on investment here is really quite striking. So again, something that is just a real good news story, and I would urge continual support by the county. It's really tremendous, and I think reflects incredibly well on the community here.
Thank you, Jessica.
Good morning. Thank you for having me today. I'm excited to be here. So I'm April Cox. I am the director of the Dimianez Resource Center, part of Mid-Willamette Valley Community Action. The Dimianez Resource Center has been operating since 2011. To date, we've served over 15,000 individuals. So we've seen a lot of people. We've helped a lot of people. We have a pretty broad menu of services for our clients. The only criteria to become a client is to have a criminal background. So the majority of our clients are on supervision. We're located on the campus of the Sheriff's Office, so it's very convenient for a lot of our clients. Right now we have 7 staff. We have 4 navigators, 2 are housing navigators, 1 is bilingual. And then we have an education navigator and an employment navigator, and then a few support staff. So that kind of gives you an idea of how we're structured. I mean, really, at this point in time, we have some nice specialized services. We have a grant with Willamette Workforce Partnerships, so we have a specialized employment grant. We've been working that for about 3 years now and have had some nice successes with that. We've helped a lot of people make resumes, practice, mock interviews, just get ready for employment, and we've also been able to help them purchase driver's licenses and the ID that they need, work gear, specialized tools, things like that, so they're prepared for work. Our housing programs are pretty new, but we've already successfully housed about 15 individuals, and the one grant is the diversity grant, so they're all individuals that identify as people of color. So we're really proud of the work that we've done with that. And overall, we're just a one-stop shop, so anyone can stop in, they can sit down with a navigator, they can get the individual coaching, help that they need. We refer to a lot of community resources. We do a lot of helping people problem solve, connecting the dots, making those warm handoffs. And then we also serve the Transition Center AICs, Adults in Custody. So throughout the day, we bring people over that are still incarcerated, bring them over to our center, and try to get as much work done for them before they are released. We also have Oregon Health Plan clinics, so every Friday they have the opportunity to get signed up for the Oregon Health Plan. We have a legal clinic, so any individuals that have any civil matters that need to be addressed, they can meet with an attorney, and there's no charge to them for that service.
So as you can tell, this is an important piece to our communities, community safety, as well as supports for people who are really trying to take positive steps in their lives. And this is just the tip of the iceberg of what is happening in our community. We're here to answer any questions or invite you for consideration of agreement with this memorandum.
Thanks, Tamara. Kevin?
All right, yes, thank you. Thank you, Madam Chair. April, the Resource Center is a great thing, and it just reminds me it's named after Chief Justice Paul Dimianez because of all the work that he's done in our community and in the state on this issue. And he's going to be our keynote speaker at the 12th Annual Reentry Breakfast that's coming up. And I want to thank Community Action and all the work that you do over there to help people be successful. And you can't thank everybody here today, but this has been something that I don't know if she's watching or not, but she used to watch all the time. Commissioner Carlson, Janet Carlson, hats off that she started this back in 2003. I remember being in the Capitol. Kevin, you said 2005. I think that's when it was. We met in the basement of the Capitol in 2005, and there's probably 5 or 6 of us there talking about Marion County Reentry Initiative, and Commissioner Carlson was leading the charge. And here we are, almost 2 decades later, still doing that work that's changing people's lives every day. And I'm just so thankful for all the people that have done that. And we know going to the SOAR graduations, I think we've all done that, and seeing these people, like, their lives so excited and their families cheering them on, just it's really neat to see people's lives changed. And not everybody is successful, we understand that, but we can't never not do this because we have somebody that didn't make it. But the success rate and the recidivism, and I thought what would be really important, I wanted to just read the under the Memorandum of Understanding between all these groups that Tamara mentioned, and maybe not even all of them did you mention. There's a now towards the end of the memorandum, now be it therefore resolved that the parties of this memorandum of understanding support the goals, objectives, organizational structure described in this agreement that further the Marion County Reentry Initiative's vision. That vision is working together to rebuild lives, promote community safety, and save taxpayers' money by breaking the cycle of criminal activity. And I know I always wanted to add this to it, and having somebody's life totally be valued and changed. Because that's really what happens in this process, that they see that they're a unique individual and that they're valued, and we all need that hope in that direction. So thank you for all the work that you all do in this and for many years. And Commissioner Carlson, if you're watching, thank you for your service over the many years.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Perez?
I just want to also point out something from the paperwork here. It says the Marion County Initiative recidivism rates have dropped from 36% in 2002 to 19%. That's cut in half. That means the recidivism rate has been cut in half over the 2 decades of this program. And I think, I'm glad you brought up Commissioner Carlson and her work, and also late Senator Jackie Winters. One of the things I think about is up north, they've had a lot of problems with this, and they've had sort of their prosecutor decide not to charge people, not hold people accountable, and you've had crime rates skyrocket, and I think part of the reason we haven't suffered that same fate is because of all the really good work that was done over the last couple of decades. So you have people like some of the folks who work for Marion County who used to be clients of our justice system here, who felt like there was somebody in their corner. And in fact, it was maybe their parole officer or their arresting police officer or sheriff's deputy, or even the DA was working on their behalf. And so I think what I always take away from this is there's not it's not an either or. It's not you either hold people accountable for their actions or you don't. You can hold people accountable and you can support their reentry into the community and their success in the community, and you can value them as individuals. And I think you guys get that really right. Marion County gets that balance really right. And when I was in college, I remember I taught at the local prison there, and I remember at the time thinking, man, I really wish that there was a more robust system to support some of these folks that wanted to kind of change their lifestyle and reintegrate into society. And it's super fun for me to come home and say, oh my gosh, there is, and we do it, and we do it really well. So I want to thank you for that work.
I think it's interesting that we're here today to talk about this memorandum of understanding. I read it last week, and I was looking at all the community partners, and as if, Jessica, if you've ever watched previous board sessions with me, I'm always excited to do new things or redo things. And yesterday we had a luncheon up in Sublimity. My gosh, the mayor makes
It's a lovely suburb of Staten,
Sublimity.
in case you're wondering.
And the DA she comes with us to meet the community members, and there was a new citizen that came down to learn about the conversations and what do we really do. And it's always a pleasure to listen to Paige talk about what she gets to do. And the thing that struck me most yesterday ties into this. She said, and I won't get this entirely right, but she gets to help change people's lives. And I think public safety, law enforcement, for a period of time as recent, has been very negative. But in Marion County, it's not a negative thing. Yes, people do bad things, and sometimes they need to go to prison. But more often than not, our team here in Marion County and all of our partners are working to help people change their lives for the better. And when she said, I get to help change people's lives, I thought, what does that really mean? And then she elaborated on the fact that the assistant district attorneys and herself get to look at the people and see them. And see where they're coming from and the challenges they're facing. And yes, they obviously committed some level of a crime to get to her, to have that case on her table or her team's tables. But their instant reaction isn't to just put them in jail, to put them in prison. It's to look at this memorandum of understanding and to know that there's a whole community of partners to help change the lives of these individuals. This is a perfect example of how Marion County does things the right way to be successful. And I know you listed the partners off, but I can't help but just really call it the district attorney's office, because I think that there is probably no more critical office in law enforcement to change people's lives, because they get to decide whether you go to prison and take you to court and stand in front of a judge and go that direction, or to engage services and teams and wrap around people and see them for who they are. I love that she's a part of this, and that we have community partners like Jessica and April and all of them that are willing to just make this work. And I don't think we talk about it enough. So I hope that people come to the reentry breakfast. It's going to be held on April 28th in Kaiser. And there's information on our website about it, I'm sure. If not, John will make sure it gets out on our website and on our Facebook. And come and learn. People who don't love law enforcement should actually show up to this breakfast and engage the learning process of it, because it does make a difference in people's lives. And I'm just truly honored to be able to say yes to this MOU and to move ahead for the next 20, 40 years and take that 19% and cut it down to 9% and keep going from there. So thank each of you for coming today and sharing and for just engaging this work and helping us grow the SOAR program to engage women again, which is me getting back to those things. So I'd love to take a motion, Commissioner Cameron, if you would.
Sure, and we're working on his place and we need
And
to
at
work
our place?
on her SOAR program is what I just heard you say. Is that what I heard? Is that
Yes, we used to have it, and we, budget cuts, it went away. But look, moms and dads are equally important in the lives of their kids, and if we can't get women's services to stay in the lives of their kids, then I don't know what we're doing, because it's not the right thing.
Sure.
So we need to get there.
That's it.
All right, Madam Chair.
That's Preach it.
Okay.
Yeah, Madam Chair, I'll move that we approve a collaborative memorandum of understanding with the internal Marion County departments and external partner agencies for support of the Marion County Reentry Initiative through June 30th, 2026.
I'll second the motion.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
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 Aye, the motion passes. Thank you for coming.
Thank you,
And we'll see you on the
Commissioners.
26th, I'm sure, of April.
And Madam Chair, I want to just recognize before we move on that Jimmy Jones is back here.
I did see his pop his head
And
out there for a
Jimmy,
second.
thank you for the work that you and your agency does in so many different areas, and this is really a critical one. We just really appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, yeah. And Madam Chair, if you don't mind, I forgot I was going to do this at public comment, but I have a guest that's shadowing me today. Katie Nix is a student. She's actually an RN, works at Salem Health, and because they're a magnet hospital, they are encouraging people to make sure they get their bachelor's degree. So this class she's taking is requiring her to shadow different people and do a big research paper. So she's going to be spending the whole day with us. She'll be at our, not only she'll be, Katie, you want to wave back there? There she is.
I love that you're doing a research paper on him.
Yeah,
I
well.
have all the things you need to put in it, just so you know.
You know, I have a buddy who I just saw back in Annapolis I went to high school with, and he retired from the Pentagon, and he and I have so much dirt on each other we can mark it mud pies. So go ahead, give it to her.
Okay.
All right. Welcome, Katie.
As if anything is hidden in an elected position. I mean, come on. Smartphones these days just follow you around. It's out there.
Yeah.
Well, I look forward to meeting you. Yeah. Okay, we're going to move on to business services and hear from Justine Flora in regards to consider approval of an order appointing revised Marion County Administrative Policy number 502 and procedure number 502A, driving on county business. Looks like Kyle Wonderly is joining us too.
Yes.
Good morning.
Good morning, Commissioners. I'm Justine Flora, Risk Manager with Business Services for Marion County, and
Kyle Wonderly, Loss Control Manager with Business Services.
Kyle's here because he did a lot of work on this policy and procedures. So Policy 502 and Procedure 502A, driving on county business, was originally established back in 1986. It was last updated in August of 2013. A lot of the updates include updating the formatting, grammar, some clarifications. For example, we added a definitions section to the document. We moved a lot of the language in the policy that was really procedural out of the policy document, moved it into the procedure document, just for clarification. We added some language in the policy to distinguish between jobs that require driving as a function and those that simply allow driving for convenience purposes. We updated the point scoring requirements and added some examples to help some clarification on that section of the document. For many jobs in Marion County, to get our jobs done, it does require some driving. In order to perform these jobs, driving also brings some inherent exposures to loss. to the county. Policy 502 establishes expectations and responsibilities intended to minimize these exposures and maximize the safety of our drivers, of our passengers, clients, and the public. The accompanying procedure, 502A, establishes the procedures that we follow when we're driving on county business, as well as methods used to ensure our drivers are qualified according to the policy 502. The driver history is one of the ways that we assess the safety of drivers. We do this through the Department of Motor Vehicles, the DMV. Driving infractions that are logged on there are assigned points, varying points for the severity of the infraction. And we've updated the number of points allowable to be qualified. And we've also added a tiered approach. In the past, we've had a firm requirement of a 5-year driving history in order to be considered for a position that requires driving. And we found that in recent years, that's just not always the case. And in doing that, we've excluded some applicants for some of the entry-level positions here at Marion County. So by adding a tiered approach, which allows folks with less than 5 years to still be considered for positions that do require driving, with some a tiered approach to the points required.
Thanks, Justine. Any questions?
We went through this.
We did. In depth. Okay, well then I'll take a motion, Commissioner
All
Wills.
right, Madam Chair, I move that we approve an order adopting revised Marion County Administrative Policy Number 502 and Procedure 502A, driving on county business.
I'll second the motion.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye, the motion passes. Thank you both for coming.
Thank you very
Working on
much.
this. All right, next up, we're going to hear from Leslie Martin on Human Resources to consider approval of an order adopting revised Marion County Administrative Policy Number 305 and Procedure Number 305A.
Good morning, Commissioners. I'm Leslie Martin, HR Leave Administrator here from Marion County, and I am here to recommend updating our protected leave policy to encompass some updates that the legislature made through House Bill 2474. I brought these to you in management update a few weeks ago. The biggest impact here is during a public health emergency only, as declared by the governor, some new eligibility rules would kick in under the Oregon Family Leave Act. The biggest of those would be that instead of a 180-day eligibility requirement for employment, it would be 30 days of employment to be eligible for protected leave under OFLA. The other two changes have to do with an employee who leaves service and returns, that if they were to return to service within 180 days of their departure, their former eligibility would remain in place for them. If they were gone for in excess of 180 days, they would start over with their eligibility.
Okay.
It's really that simple.
Yeah, legislative, get it done jobs. Okay, any questions?
Oh, thank
We
you.
went over
Thank
this as well.
Thank
All
you,
right.
Leslie.
I will take a motion, Commissioner
So,
Chairman.
sure. Madam Chair, I'll move that we approve an order adopting revised Marion County Administrative Policy Number 305 and Procedure Number 305A, protective leave.
I'll second the motion.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye, the motion passes. Thanks,
Thank you.
Leslie, for
Leslie.
coming. It's nice to
Thank
see
you.
you. And last but not least, we're gonna hear from Troy Gregg. I feel like there should be like approaching music or something. From the Juvenile Department to consider approval of the incoming funds intergovernmental agreement with the Oregon Youth Authority in the amount of $270,056.50 for the processing of expunctions? Is that a word?
It is.
Expunctions of juvenile records retroactive to January 2nd, 2022 through January 1st, 2024. I can't wait to learn what the definition of that is.
You got it.
Madam Chair, Commissioners, Troy Gregg, I'm your Juvenile Director for Marion County. And just to let you know, I always on my phone have the Rocky theme song queued up, so
Perfect.
if that's the way you want me to play this every time I show up, I'm here for
Definitely,
you.
I definitely want you to do that next time.
Yeah, I consider it done. So, the other thing I'll mention, just because I know you like to have fun a little bit, I'm thinking about the telephone game, you know how you pass the thing on and the rumor changes over time? I'm wondering if the Statesman Journal tomorrow's front page headline is, Kevin Cameron's health is so bad that he requires a nurse to shadow him all the time. And so, just
Don't give him any ideas.
just curiosity.
We'll be sure to get a picture for him today.
If this juvenile director thing doesn't work out for you, you got stand-up in your future.
I'm thinking I should have a mic on me all the time.
This is get away from you in a hurry. Yes, Commissioner Cameron,
Madam Chair.
who would like to rebut that?
I just want to say this, that I did visit the hospital during the COVID peak, and they worked their, literally, just worked their fingers to the bone over there. And we just want to take our hats off to all those medical first responders, but also the people that are in there day to day. And if I get to that point, I probably would just call you instead of a nurse to follow me around and take care of me.
I'd be here for you.
Okay.
Well,
Thanks for
speaking
that.
of being here for you, let's talk about expunctions. Looking for consideration approval of the incoming funds for an intergovernmental agreement. What happened is that legislative session, during the main legislative session, a bill was passed that made expunctions for juveniles in certain circumstances, which is actually quite a few circumstances, automatic. And so historically, and the juvenile department has always been involved with doing expunctions. That's one of the roles that we have through our records department. But typically, expunctions had to be requested through the individual. There was a form to fill out and through that process. And so with the bill, it introduced basically that a vast majority of the expunctions that occur with juvenile cases now are automatic. So we get a flag for us, and then automatically we have to go through the process of it. The nice thing about that is that we heard it was coming, did a lot of discussion and work with the legislature, and they tied dollars to it because it was going to severely increase workload across the board. So we don't have entirely the full degree of impact, because we're still just right in the very process of it. But what they did was they did average expunctions that would take place within all the counties, and so that's where the $270,000 figure comes from. We get a flat rate of, it's about $206 per expunction that takes place, and that's just a process of us getting the information out, making sure that all the entities that have any records on the kids gets back through, and when those get fully completed, then we send in a invoice to the Oregon Youth Authority, which is the one that's managing the money and distributing it out to the different counties. So far we have, and this is just for January and February, and it's the first process of going through, we have 25 that have come back at this point in time. They anticipate that we'll average up to 600 a year through Marion County just as time progresses overall. So the question kind of comes at this point in time, and the juvenile department is really kind of looking, right now we're able to manage the workload, but it's anticipated that based on the numbers that's out there, that we ultimately may end up having to hire somebody even part-time or coming in 10 plus hours a week in order to kind of make sure that the expunctions get done. So that's what the funds are for if they end up coming through, but we're making a determination first about what we're going to do with it. So it's a reimbursement for services that we're performing.
What's the difference between an expunction and an expungement?
Legal?
Well, I can say, in my understanding of this process is that kids who are picked up, maybe arrested but not charged, that record goes away, and that's called an expungement, an expunction.
Okay.
I don't know that there's a significant legal difference between expungement and expunction.
I
but
would say a
that's
couple
what
letters
that
at this
means-
point in
that's what-
time.
So basically, the state is making the counties go through and clear those records, so they're gonna pay them for their time to do that.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, so we've always been the, like I said, the one that purveys getting the information out to counties. So, you know, if anybody has a record of it, of services, it could be DHS, it could be, you know, the local law enforcement, all those things. We're the ones that send out the information that they need to expunge those records. And it can go away.
Okay,
My
Commissioner?
my understanding is that no conviction has occurred in these
Right.
cases, right? So nobody's been convicted of a crime.
Right, they
It
just
is-
got picked up
yeah.
and arrested.
There is some sort of incident, but
Right.
they've never been
The
convicted,
difference between expunction and,
yeah.
And
So,
I'm
Okay.
just Googling it, but it looks like expungement and expunction are interchangeable.
yeah, that's what
Okay,
that's
okay.
what I would have gone for the most part too.
Well, I've never heard of the word expunction clearly, and so I Googled it to see if I had the word expungement wrong my whole life, but I don't, so I actually had an idea of what we were talking about here. Okay, interesting. Well, when I go and do that little sit-along with one of your
Yeah.
staff, I will learn much more about this, because I'm interested to see kind of the impact long-term, like, if it really does work, you know, what are the goals here? I think I have a general idea, but I appreciate wanting to help people start off on the front foot versus the back foot, especially into adulthood, and sometimes kids make mistakes, and I believe that that's probably the intention behind this, but also, I'm curious about alternative consequences to not knowing in advance. Like, so I assume the bill says something has some parameters in it, and I haven't read it, so I apologize, as to maybe how long ago the behavior occurred or the interaction occurred, and if there's repetition of interaction before a decision is made. Okay, great. Well, thanks
All
for
tied
bringing,
into those things, yep.
okay, thanks for bringing this forward.
Yeah.
Any further questions?
Yeah, Madam Chair, who are you setting her up with? Chloe?
Oh, we just had this conversation this
We
morning.
just had the probably Liz, Elizabeth Quintana.
Okay.
She does a great job in there.
Oh,
And so
you see. put me-
Sandra's in record, so there's multiple people that, for her to connect.
I'm gonna
with.
spend some time in juvenile.
You're thinking Cleo.
Oh, on the
Wildfire,
records.
which is-
Oh, I thought you were going out on,
I'll do that too, but right
P&P.
now I'm
Okay.
working on a project and I would like a solid foundation to be successful, and I need to spend the time in juvenile to get there.
Yep.
So I look forward to the opportunity.
We look forward to having you.
Okay, well then I will take a motion, Commissioner Willis.
okay, Madam Chair, I move that we approve the incoming funds intergovernmental agreement with the Oregon Youth Authority in the amount of $270,056.50 for the processing of expunctions of juvenile records retroactive to January 2nd, 2022 through January 1st, 2024.
I'll second the motion.
Thank you. I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
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 Aye. Thank you, Troy. We'll see you in a little bit for lunch.
I'll be there.
All right. All right, moving on to the calendar. Commissioner Cameron, would you read the calendar so
Absolutely.
Commissioner Willis
Be-
can start signing
I'd
contracts?
be happy to do that.
Thank you.
We're here. And today at 11:30 on the 9th, we have our State of the County presentation at the Salem Convention Center. The 9th at 1:30, BOC CAO meeting executive session if needed pursuant to 192.660 here in the Commissioners Boardroom on the 5th floor. Tomorrow, Thursday at 7:30, cities and county meeting virtual. So I assume we will probably be, well, we'll be wherever you want to be. If you want to be at home, or you want to be in the office, or whatever for that. And there's a link posted to our calendar for that. On Thursday, the 10th at 9 a.m., a work session on OHCS discussion on Community Development Block Grant Disaster Recovery Grant in the Commissioners Boardroom here on the 5th floor. Thursday, the 10th at 1 p.m., AOC Governance and Revenue Sharing Committee. It's virtual. On Thursday, the 10th at 3 p.m., AOC Health and Human Services Steering Committee. And Thursday, the 10th at 3 p.m., Mid-Willamette Valley Housing Alliance Board of Directors. That's virtual. And on Friday at 8 a.m., AOC Public Safety Steering Committee meeting. That's virtual. And Friday, the 11th at 10 a.m., Natural Resource Steering Committee with AOC. That's virtual. And Friday, the 11th at 1 p.m., AOC Transportation and Community Development Steering Committee. That's also virtual. Again, on Friday, the 11th at 3 p.m., AOC Veterans Steering Committee, that's virtual. And on Monday, the 14th at 10 a.m., AOC Legislative Committee meeting, location at the Oregon State Fair Exposition Center, and I'm sure they'll have a virtual link for that. I don't know. On Monday, the 14th at 1 p.m., AOC Board of Directors, Oregon State Fair and Exposition Center. And Monday, the 14th at 4 PM, AOC Board of Directors reception at Rudy's Steakhouse. And Tuesday, the 15th, 9 AM, AOC Board of Directors retreat, Oregon State Fair Exposition Center. On Wednesday, the 16th, we're back here for board session at 9 AM. And on Wednesday, the 16th, BOC CAO meeting upstairs on the 5th floor.
Thank you. That was a long one, all the AOC
Yeah,
things.
It's okay, that's what I get for being gone.
I was not targeting you, I just wanted to get through these contracts. And Commissioner Willis struggles to read a calendar and sign his name at the same time.
That's true.
Which is fair,
That's
I
true.
do too.
Well, then we could start them down here and we'll go the opposite way.
That, we should do that.
Perfect, next
I do
time.
one thing at a time. I am not a good multitasker. That's true.
Is there anything you'd like to share today before we close the meeting?
No, I think we're going to share a lot at lunch today, so
We
I
are.
encourage people to come to the state of the county.
Yes, I don't believe they can purchase lunch any longer, but maybe they can just come and sit in the audience if they'd like to.
There you go.
Commissioner, anything?
No, I think we're good. We'll be there at whatever time we're supposed to be there.
Perfect.
Sounds
Well,
good.
with that, meeting adjourned. Have a great day, everybody.
You.